Hello, folks. We can take a seat. We'll get started in a few minutes. All right. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Ivan Salinas, Programs Manager here at Beyond Baroque. Welcome to the Wanda Coleman Theater. I'd like to start by acknowledging our presence on unceded territory. We stand in solidarity with indigenous communities. We recognize that the Tongva, Tataviam, and Chumash peoples who have endured colonialism and displacement and genocide, we are committed to providing a space for their communities, their art and culture, and we recognize they are the original stewards of this land. Beyond Baroque is a place dedicated to the possibilities of language. It was founded in 1968 by Gertrude Smith and began as an experimental literary magazine, had a bookstore front over in Abbot Kinney, which was then Washington Boulevard, but it evolved into this interdisciplinary art space. We've been housed here in the original Venice City Hall building since 1978, and has been a home for artists and writers ever since. We are Los Angeles' oldest literary arts organization, and we have been here for 57 years and counting. And it's thanks to support of international audiences. And if you want to keep up with our upcoming events, we have a newsletter. You can sign up on your way out. You can also approach me at the end of the reading, and we could definitely get you connected with our network. We continue offering our free Monday night workshops on fiction, and also our historic Wednesday night poetry workshop. These are now happening over Zoom, but they are fully dedicated to developing the skills and artistry of poets and fiction writers. And you're welcome to bring in a piece, get it critiqued by a group, and workshop piece by piece, and also be a part of a collective of writers. So that happens every week, but we also have our reading and performance series every Friday and Saturday. We have events here in the space. Tomorrow we'll actually be featuring a double bilingual set of readings. We'll have Riot of Roses Press here celebrating their anthology Somos Chicanas. That'll be about 5 different women authors celebrating Chicana identity and having readings in Spanish and English. Coincides with Mother's Day. We'll have that in the afternoon at 2 p.m. and in the evening, close friend of the space, Viggo Mortensen, will be here reading his poetry. He's founder of Martillo Press. And strangely enough, he'll be doing it in Spanish. So he'll be accompanied by two other poets, Tijuana-born poet Omar Pimienta and Puerto Rican poet Margarita Pintado Burgos. So definitely stick around. It's less than 24 hours from now, so hope to see you back in the space. We'll be live streaming the event, just as we do with almost everything we have here in the theater. But also, if next week we are hosting our spring fundraiser. That'll be a bit of a wine tasting experience with winemakers from Paso Robles. And the cool thing about that event is that we are pairing each wine with a poet. So you kind of get the hints and flavors of each wine with a bit of a reading. So it's kind of highlighting what we do best here in the space. We are a home of poetry, or mecca of poetry, some would like to say, and we'll be having readings by poets like Nimi Tempest, Mariano Zaro, James Cushing, and Cynthia Briano, and it is co-curated by poet Luivet Resto, who is now also board president of Beyond Baroque. So there's tickets available for that, and it is a pretty good deal. We'll be hosting raffles as well, and there'll be more perks for that day if you do come. And you'll be supporting the lifeline of the space. It is pretty critical right now to get as much support for the arts and for local bookstores in general. There is a lot of threats to the life support of all the arts at the moment. And if you like what you see here at Beyond Baroque and would like to see the space continue to thrive, all your support is welcomed. As little as a donation, coming to our events, or even browsing the shelves and picking up a book really goes a long way right now. So thank you all for being here. You could be anywhere else, but Beyond Baroque is the place, so thank you. Yeah, let's give it up. Applause for all of the poets that we'll be reading tonight, and to our staff, and to you all. Thank you. So yeah, it's always great to have more of an international outlook in all of our programming, poetry translation, especially. We do see a lot of Spanish and English translation, but I think going beyond that and crossing the Atlantic and bridging one Venice with the other, I think it's really cool, and it's great that Matt and David are all leading that. There's the editors as well, Anna Lombardo and Mark Lipman, who Mark will be here in June, so it will be great to see him. But with this anthology, I think it's great to bridge both of these languages, make it even, with some of them it's trilingual, as well as there's some Spanish involved with most of these poems, and I think it's the European way to just have it all as makes this possible. So thank you all for doing this kind of work, and I think we'll be seeing a very exciting set of poems with the readers tonight. So I'll first pass it to Matt Sedillo, co-founder of Martillo Press, and we'll get the show rolling. Thank you all.
Yeah, it's a real honor to be here at Beyond Baroque. Every time I get a chance to do this, it's just an incredible place with so much rich history. This book really wouldn't have been possible. There's a number of people wouldn't have been possible without, but the first person that comes to mind might be a little bit surprising to some, would actually be Jack Hirschman. Without Jack Hirschman's book, this wouldn't be possible because his network wouldn't exist. So much of what we've been able to do in Italy is actually walking in the footsteps of a network built many, many years ago by Jack. And so for those who don't know, I would encourage you to look him up, read about him. Jack Hirschman was a legendary poet, a legendary beat poet in San Francisco, was the poet laureate there, as well as, he was known as the Red Poet in his time. Jack opened so many, very many doors for me. I mean, he invited me the first with the San Francisco International Poetry Festival, my first international poetry festival, and he put me on there at the closing night with Amiri Baraka. I mean, that was just an incredible thing. And Jack opened so many doors for so many people, and so that was kind of how, we kind of, this network was kind of built. And later on, Mark Lipman, he went to Italy and he actually kind of created an Elba Poetry Festival, and he invited me and Dave there, and that is where we met Anna Lombardo, who was the great translator of Jack, as well as worked with Aggie as well, Aggie Falk, so the entire network throughout Italy is what we were able to connect to, and in many ways we want to also be people that not only walk through doors but also open them ourselves. So the first chance we got, we started working with Anna, and we decided what would be a really great idea to do is to write, to edit this book, Venice to Venice, and really have so much legendary poetry coming out of here. And I know that Venice, Italy, exists in people's minds as this giant, this kind of mythical place, but it's a very real place with very real poets, very incredible poets, and so we're really, really honored to put this book together, and with the help, of course, of Anna Lombardo, who's an incredible poet, an incredible director of festivals, as well as Mark, who's a very visionary guy. Published my first book. I remember the time he was at Occupy, Los Angeles. He's in a tree. He's like, "There's my publisher in the tree." So, anyways, big thanks to both of them, and so many poets that are here today. And without further ado, David, he put this event together, so I'm gonna let David introduce all the poets, introduce everything else. But I just wanted to give a little word about the origins of this book and how it all came together, and the people that we're in deep debt and gratitude towards. So, without any further ado, David Romero.
All right, so I want to echo the thanks to Anna Lombardo, especially to. So this evening we're treated with having pre-recorded poetry performances from the poets, the Venetian poets featured in this collection, which Anna as well curated. And the subtitles that you'll see for the poems come from her translations, which were so beautifully created. So without further ado, let's see some Venetian poetry. All right, play. All right.
Buongiorno a tutti e tutte, sono Valeria Raimondi. Vi leggerò due testi dall'antologia From Venice to Venice. Pianura Padana, marzo 2020. Una strada si perde tra grano e fossi, radi filari di nodosi gelsi e rive sfronde, non per natura, ma per mano d'uomo che atterra la linea curva della piana. Da qui non scorgi la libertà dell'erba, il tramestio dei vermi, il lavorio tenace, affannato della talpa, il nido rapinato della starna. Non sai quando giunge il sonno apparente della terra, quando valica la retta l'orizzonte. Poiché non spende parole la presenza, luce non chiede la distanza, non s'agitano foglie alla fessura stretta dei miei occhi, rapiti dall'incanto tra le fronde.
Da Venezia a Venice, Brigidina Gentile. Venetian Dream, with the voices of rugs, lace and antique furniture. In the city of water and marble, lost in her laces, a woman runs, stumbles, falls, gets up again, remembers other path, exactly and implacable, refined threads of fear. Loneliness is her cloak of feathers. In the city of water and marbles she walks at night, but it's the dawn she longs for under the sheets. The passing of time is an illusion, the rugs say. Don't be afraid, antique furniture echoes back to her. In the dormant language of things, she listens to fragments of forgotten voices and feels the pain turning into anger. Please, stop the shade of her sleepless feet. In the geography of darkness, they follow and chase the rhythm of wood. The streets of Venice whisper, while the night gives way to the light and easy breathing of Vaporetti. The Grand Canal swallows carcasses and desires, even ghosts among fog and waves. Behind the still closed shutters, the woman sleeps now, embraced to the warmth of a man who will never know her.
Valeria Raimondi and Brigidina Gentile. And one thing you might hear some of the poets referring in the videos to reading 2 poems. We cut all performances down to 1 and for the sake of time. But for our poets here in the flesh have been invited to read a number of works to share with our live audience here. The first of which being Harry E. Northup. Harry E. Northup has made a living as an actor for 30 years, acting in 37 films and 43 television shows. Harry has been a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences since 1976. Harry is that rare American actor who is also an accomplished poet. He has had 12 books of poetry published: Amarillo Born, Martillo Press, 1966, the John Voight Poems, Mount Alverno Press, 1973, Arrows Ash, Momentum Press, 1976, Enough the Great Running Chapel, and so on and so forth. Please give a big round of applause to Harry E. Northup.
Thank you, David, Romero, Matt Sedillo, Richard Modiano, for including me in this terrific anthology. Thanks also to Quentin and Jimmy here at Beyond Baroque. I'm honored to be reading with such superlative poets. The first poem I'm going to read is from the anthology, Nightlight. What is a life but a home and a wife? What is a home but a son and a book? What is a book but a poem and a picture? What is a friend but one who helps? What is a friend but a window and a door? What door looks within? What window takes one away from looking within? What is a wife but a window within? What is a night but a place to write? What is a writer but one who looks within? What is within but a place to be alone with words with little light, to be in little light and still see words. Words are a home. Words create a home. A home has light within, a light that does not gossip. A word within light bestows home. What is a home without light? What is light without words? What words within bring peace? What is a home but light and love? And the next 2 poems are from a new manuscript I recently completed, and I wrote them at the Motion Picture Country Home where I live, and I'm grateful to live there. To ask for love. The orange trees are 20 feet away. It's the last day of April. In 2 days, my wife would have been 82. It's been 10 months since she died. Her body was orange blossom scent. Her poetry, waterfall and baseball. Our mouths spoke bodies. Violets and earrings, baths I helped her into, roses and chrysanthemums. In the night of darkness, she found me. Up the stairs to a large bathroom, a burgundy sofa, beads to the bedroom, our bodies naked in the afternoon. She brought slices of cheese, thick ones of bread, white wine, to lie naked in the breeze. Our bodies never ended meeting. We sang in a quiet home. No one touched our walls. her body. Death has a new lover. I never wanted to share Holly with anyone but Dylan, my son who loved her, whom she loved. Her body for me only. No men, no women, no doctors. Her breasts, neck, hair, shoulders. She resurrected me. I get so fucking lonely without her. Her body next to me in bed, beside me in the car movie. We shared our poetry. I bought fresh halibut, swordfish. She cooked, made salads. Her poems are like her salads. Depth, layers, many ingredients, tasty, nourishing, fresh. Death took her. She lives in fresh water, moonlight, magnolia blossoms, eastern lilacs. They have a nice fragrance. Thank you.
Play on, yeah. Play on. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Allora, buongiorno, un caro saluto a tutti e ringrazio per questa occasione. Sono Adam Vaccaro e leggo qualche mia poesia. Immagini. Immagini di bianco e luce, su ali resistenti nella carne, che riportano alla prima fonte mai perduta di vita. Campi di neve al sole che una coperta ponevano tra fame del presente e futuro, promessa sotto la neve pane. Affido a voi l'assolo di questa terra che cerca ancora testarda, rinnovati padri e madri al croce via tra questi sassi chiusi e proci, con folli Ulisse e 1000 Penelopi nere che sanno i lampi e canti, i riti e miti d'amore indomiti, che coltivano ancora semi.
Hi, my name is Alessandra Drigo, and I'm the one among the Italian poets that writes in English, so here I go. I run in a straight line, hoping to stop. Ahead of the curve, I forecast an edge. The curve becomes a slippery sphere. On slippery path, I am left behind. I'm free falling behind them, skinny bones. The trees I climb are always too high. I've spoiled hopes that were always too high. Large hopes left rested increase power loss. Large trajectories increase power loss. Winds have trajectories that could harm people. The wind I carry does not harm people, nor cold, nor intertwined with any cloud. I am not cold, nor intertwined with any soul. I run in a straight line, hoping to stop.
And another round of applause for Alessandra Drigo, especially because she was actually the cover artist for the collection, so she put together this beautiful work right here. Our next reader, yes, is Richard Modiano. Yes. Let me share a little bit of his bio with you here. While a resident of New York City, Richard Modiano became active in the literary community connected to the Poetry Project, where he came to know Gregory Corso, Allen Ginsberg, Anne Waldman, William S. Burroughs, and Ted Berrigan. Modiano served on the board of directors of Valley Contemporary Poets from 1995 until 2001. In 2001, he was a programmer at Beyond Baroque Literary Arts Center, joined the board of trustees in 2006, and from 2010 to 2019, he served as executive director. Please give a round of applause for Richard Modiano, the secret editor, co-editor of this anthology. So then we give him our deepest thanks.
Well, thank you, David. Just that a little bit. Rimbaud knew better than to save any of himself for the grave. He spent every resource to the last penny. He burned money, health, friends, family, sanity as so much fuel for the fire. When death came to take the poet, he got nothing, not even a man with his pride or common sense intact. When he comes for me, what will he find? The heat rises southward. They lit fires in boardrooms on polished floors with shoes that never touched the cracked clay of our fields. They burn futures in their engines, each mile another bruise on the back of a boy who never saw a snowflake. We planted rice where rivers used to sing. Now, silence grows faster than crops, and the sky forgets to weep. Rain comes like an angry god, all at once or never again. Flood or famine, feast or nothing, never the balance we once knew. The winds twist into monsters that wear the names of women but bear no mercy. They roar through shanties and tin roofs, through markets and memory, and leave behind a hunger that even stories can't fill. The West keeps counting carbon like coins in a vault, while we count graves, count days without clean water, count children coughing on dust. We are blamed for the burning, while your smokestacks touch the clouds like cathedral spires. We are told to be resilient, but resilience is not a shield. It is a bruise we carry quietly because we have no other choice. And still, we rise with the sun with hands cracked from salt and soil, still planting, still singing, still daring to dream of rains that bless, not drown. But make no mistake, the suffering is not inevitable. It is made by choice, by silence, by greed, wrapped in plastic, flown in first class. The South remembers, the soil keeps score, and one day the storm will not ask which side of the map you are on. Thank you.
Alessandra Pellizzari, leggerò una poesia dal poemetto Nodi parlati tradotto da Patrick Williamson. Sarà capace di accompagnarmi la trasparenza incerta sulle frasi incavate di grigio, attraverso le fessure del bugnato, sulle frasi incatenate alla centralità di grafismi, alle strettoie del tempo, ai ponti, ai pudori dei canali, alle falde cesellate, agli sventrati rii, sugli intrecci dei pieni e dei vuoti delle reti, lì dove sopravvivono i solchi miniati, le carte speziate, lì dove il verde alga riposa sulla cima leggera, lì dove il nero s'acquieta.
Sono Fabia Ghenzovich e vi leggerò 2 poesie. Un giorno a Venezia. Basterebbe questa luce doppia che si specchia e rimbalza sull'acqua, esattamente come i suoni e le voci di chi a Venezia vive. Un chiacchiericcio continuo di onde si fonde con la cantilena del dialetto, col borbottio dei passi, ma senza fretta, sosta, fin dentro ai meandri della bellezza una pace tersa che non ha tempo, come se si potesse misurare l'eternità nella luce. Basterebbe solo fermarsi per dire la vita è qui adesso tra il venire e l'andare, senza nulla chiedere, niente più da capire, soltanto questo sentirsi, esserci, essere pronti all'oblio.
Right. Our final live reader is Susan Hayden. Susan Hayden is a multi-genre writer, published in the anthologies Beat Not Beat, Moontide Press, Los Angeles in the 1970s, Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine, Rare Bird Books, The Black Body, 7 Stories Press, I Might Be the Person You Are Talking To, Padua Playwrights Press, and elsewhere. She is the creator, curator, and producer of Library Girl, and thankfully she has hosted one of our most successful and beautiful readings of this anthology collection. She's been such a champion of this work and of her fellow authors, introducing me to many of the poets featured in the collection for the first time, ironically. So she is such a fan of poets, such an amazing poet herself. Please give a round of applause to Susan Hayden.
So many thanks to Matt Sedillo and David Romero for including me in this gorgeous anthology. It's an absolute honor, and deepest thanks to Richard Modiano for thinking to recommend me. Really appreciate it. This first poem is called The Game of Belief, and I actually wrote this piece in 1989, and it had never been published until the publication of my book in 2023 called Now You Are a Missing Person. I decided to include it, and Richard really endorsed this poem, so here it is, The Game of Belief. I used to be a believer, believed in the voodoo of mortal witches, the power of myth and incantation in everyday existences, total honesty at the cost of losing a potential friend or lover, and in monogamy at the cost of losing you. I believed in the geometry of surrender, the cadence of ash, and in the commonality of domestic vaudeville acts. I believed in the geography of sacrifice and bliss, the histrionics of self-deception, and fighting for inner peace until I became an activist in my own war of remembrance and lost. I believed in the low cost of simple tasks performed daily, though they negated the cause and effect, the natural process, the faith of blind men who could still see me, and the clarity of those who couldn't. Maybe all that I've given up over the years is a game I must relearn. And this is called But What About Odetta? But what about Odetta? Our son asked when I told him his father was missing in the snow. She was his favorite singer. This was to be her final tour. She was 77. He was 11. We had tickets to see her in concert that night, had been planning it for months. He cried when I told him we couldn't go. Our son was used to his father taking off to the woods or the rocks, some river or slope. He could be late, get lost sometimes or snowed in, but he'd always find us and catch up to whatever we had planned. Our son asked if his father could just meet us at McCabe's when he got home. But I had to say, no, this is more serious. I needed to drive to Mountain High while listening to car radio news updates. I needed to wait there for my husband, for his father, to be found, one way or the other. Our son asked, when I got home, if he could sleep in the bed with me. He knew they'd called off the search and his father was still missing. When will he be back? He asked repeatedly. I lit a candle, turned out the lights. From the bed, when I looked up at the ceiling, I could have sworn I'd seen the shadow of a skier climbing uphill. Our son was half asleep when I said, I don't have a good feeling about this. I held him in my arms for hours. Only these days, when he tells the story, he doesn't even remember my being there. In the middle of the night, I knelt in the kitchen singing an Odetta song, hit or miss, trying to find comfort in her rejoicing. And finally, I stood over the trash can, tore up the concert tickets.
Domenico Brancale da Venezia. Mi incrociavo col mio diverso, lo riconoscevo, il modo in cui mi parla solo perché gli parlo, la stessa voce, le mani nella stretta le stesse, gli stessi occhi nel guardare, ogni immagine, ogni interno li avevamo condivisi, essendo lui ed io la stessa persona. Non mi capacitavo. Una sola ombra di due ombre sole era forse la libertà di entrambi. Eppure nessuno dei due avrebbe negato una certa distanza. Troppo profondo ciò che rimane diverso, ciò che rimane intatto nel passato giace sotto le nostre orme. Troppo vero quello che non siamo. Forse tutti e due sapevano. La parola è la sola chiave che apre due porte lontane.
Ciao, sono Giovanni Asmundo e vi leggo due poesie. Se aspettando perderemo i capelli, se la risacca noderà le gambe, intrise di sale, grinzite di vecchiezza, se fondando le caviglie in melma fredda saremo radici in inadempienza, velate aspetteremo sulla riva l'amaro ritorno delle cose perse, finché le dita diventino lische. Il mare semina corpi e germoglia stelle.
All right, everyone, that concludes our reading. Short and sweet, the way that I like it. Yeah, beautiful. And we really appreciate you joining us this evening. I see a nudging from the audience. I'd like, let's get one more poem. Surprise us. The co-founder of El Martillo Press, who made a lot of this possible, who actually pitched the idea of this anthology in Venice while he was there to Anna Lombardo. Was awarded. The reason why there is an El Martillo Press to have produced this anthology comes from the mind of the great Matt Sedillo, and the fact there's a laurel around a hammer, and he's wearing a hat on it currently, comes from the fact that he was the inaugural winner of the Dante's Laurel Award at the tomb of Dante Alighieri. So, yes, wow, the great. Please welcome up the great Matt Sedillo to surprise us.
It's a bit of a surprise to me as well. I don't have anything prepared. I actually woke up this morning in Mexico City, and so So you know, I was in Mexico doing some readings. I was in Guadalajara, and then I was out in Querétaro, and then now in Mexico City. Now here, so it's kind of life's a blur. But that's the spirit of El Martillo Press. You know, we started off international we've published authors from Italy. We've published author from Hungary. We have a Cuban anthology now. We're working on a Mexican anthology soon. And so we start off international. 5 years from now, we're going to be intergalactic. You know, we're really interdimensional. You know, all kinds of stuff. But he called me up here to do a poem, so I'll do a real quick one. Here you go. This is new. This is new. Let's see how it goes. First things first. Fuck America first. Woo. On the night in question, I was out with Luigi getting soup for the family. Truth to power. Talk to my attorney. I don't speak to authorities. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Elon Musk. I'm never scared. My phone's been clicking since the Obama years. Till the wheels fall off, until the music stops, until every last fascist grave is covered in piss. Long live the Internationale, the proletariat, power of the people, the workers of the world. Rally the comrades. I'll see you next year at HUAC. No snitching.
With that, yeah, let's get poets from the collection. Let's do it. Let's take a photo.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Eric.
Yeah. Big round of applause to Eric, to Ivan, to the staff of Beyond Baroque for hosting us this evening. Please donate to them if you're not a sustainer already. Please go to the wine fundraiser. Yeah, all that good stuff.
You've got weird light on your forehead.
Oh no.
Should we move? We can move.
Move forward.
Step forward.
Yeah, there we go. Much better.
We're professionals.
All right.
Say formaggio.
Formaggio.
Don't picture me. All right.
Yay.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much for making it.